This is Real Talk with Arky Jones, which is me. Today we're going to look at politicians, the mediocre millionaires. Try and stick with me on it if you can. Cheers. You ever look at politicians and think, wait a minute, how did this guy get here? Like, what did they do before this? Were they the star quarterback, the kid who won spelling bees? Nah. Half of them couldn't even get elected to a PTA. And now they're out here running countries, earning 300 grand a year and somehow walking away with portfolios worth millions. You're telling me that the maths adds up? Please, come on. Let's break this down for a second. What does it take to become a politician? Apparently not much. Most of them have got resumes so bland that they'd get rejected by Subway. What were you before politics? Yeah. Oh, I was an assistant to a regional manager at a consulting firm. You know, the guy who printed the PowerPoints. It's like, great. Let's hand you the nuclear codes. But somehow, after a decade or two of serving the public, they're millionaires. Millionaires. They earn 300 grand a year at best, and spend half their time taking selfies at ribbon cuttings, and the other half napping through meetings. Yet somehow they've got beach houses, yachts, and offshore accounts. Meanwhile, you're over here debating whether you can afford, to get a bit of guacamole on your burrito. And when you ask them how they got so rich, oh, they love to say hard work and smart investments. Really? Because you couldn't figure out how to fix a pothole in 5 years, but suddenly you're Warren Buffett. What's your secret? Oh, wait, it's insider knowledge. You knew the zoning laws were changing before anyone else, so you brought the land and flipped it. That's not hard work. That's cheating with style. And don't even get me started on the book deals. They write these generic books that nobody reads, but somehow they get multi-million dollar advances. Who's buying these books? Nobody. You think Johnny from Wisconsin is sitting down with leadership in the 21st century? Nah, it's got to be a money laundering scheme, surely, but with a hardcover. And the whole system, it's rigged. It's rigged. Politicians make the real money not from the salaries, do they? They don't make it from the salaries. Nah, that's just a cover story. The real cash is in the favors, lobbyists, donors, and corporations siding with them. And checks, they're signing them like it's an ATM. And here's the best part, they don't even have to hide it. It's all legal. They call it campaign contributions. You call it what you want. It's bribery with paperwork. And don't think they're in it for you. Now, it's when I was a kid, I was ideal. I was so idealistic. I really believed that they were there for me. And maybe some of them are. We can't paint everyone with the same brush. Let's be absolutely clear. But many of them love to pretend I'm just a humble public servant. Humble? You flew to that speech in a private jet and billed the taxpayers. You're not a servant, you're a parasite with a wardrobe budget. Then there's this kind of nonsense, isn't it? They're sacrificing to serve us. Oh, yeah, big sacrifice. Living in luxury apartments, attending galas, and collecting perks that make rock stars jealous. Meanwhile, the average voter is out here working 2 jobs and praying their car doesn't break down, because if it does, we're fucked. But sure, tell me more about how tough it is to shake hands and kiss babies for a living. And the best part, they retire with pensions that make CEOs jealous. You and me, we work 40 years, 45 years, and we get nothing. Nothing we've not earned, not even a gold watch anymore. They serve one term and they are set for life. Health benefits, speaking fees, consulting gigs. It's like they've hit the corruption jackpot. And the red versus blue distraction, that's across the Western world, the red versus blue. Just choose your derivative. And let's not fall for the team nonsense. Red, blue, doesn't matter. It's the bloody wrestling federation, isn't it? They fight on camera, but behind closed doors, they're splitting the profits. Oh, I'll vote your bill if you vote mine. It's just all one big club. And guess what? You're not in it and I'm not in it. Meanwhile, they distract us with nonsense. Oh, look over there. Culture wars, immigration, Twitter fights, anything to keep you from asking, hey, why are you guys so rich? They're like magicians. They don't want you to watch their hands, fellas. Look at the shiny thing over there. I remember one time just sitting down, relaxing, reading about some politician's real estate empire and thinking, hold on, this guy couldn't even remember his own zip code in an interview, but he owns half the city now. Meanwhile, I'm here calculating if I can afford my taxi to work. You ever have that moment? The one where you realize the whole system's a scam and you're just a pawn in their monopoly game? Yeah, yeah. It's not in your mind, okay? It's not in your mind. And you think they want the smartest people in power, the machine. You think the machine wants it? Fuck no. Absolutely hell no. Smart people ask questions. They'd blow up the whole thing. Nah, they want mediocre folks. People who are just smart enough to follow orders, but not smart enough to question them. Or somewhere in between. The kind of people who think transparency is a fancy word, and can pretend very, very well to care. And the media, man, they're in on it too. They love to hype these people up. Oh, Senator so-and-so is a maverick. A maverick? The guy who can't figure out how to open his email. Sure. But when they mess up, because they always do, they spin it. Oh, he misspoke. He called a snowstorm global warming. But sure, let's give him a pass. Let's give him a hard pass. I don't know what to say anymore. Look, the bottom line is politicians are the ultimate con artists. They sell you the dream of change while padding their own bank accounts, and we fall for it every single time. We vote, we hope, we believe, and they laugh all the way to the bank. So next time you hear a politician talking about sacrifice, just remember one thing. Their sacrificing is the time it takes to cash another check. And if you're still wondering how they went from 300,000 to 10 million portfolios, the answer's simple. They didn't do it for you. They did it to you. Thank you for listening, guys. This is Real Talk with Archie Jones. That's me. Hope you enjoyed this rant. Just all a bit of fun. Appreciate you. Catch up with you. Take care. See ya.